Hello Aquarius, welcome back for those of you who are back, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. It's so nice to have you guys here. I am Elif, High Priestess Elif, spiritual healer, spiritual life coach and intuitive reader. I channel most of my message. I read the cards, I know how to interpret them, but they are just an added tool that I get to use to help me to interpret the energy that Spirit is revealing to me, the impression Spirit brings to me, the messages that I receive from Spirit for your reading. My job is to interpret it in a way that you are able to grasp, understand and experience on a soul level the message that is being brought to you. I'm doing a love reading for Aquarius for the month of July. Now, I've said in previous videos that I'm going to be focusing specifically with my zodiac readings. I'm going to be focusing specifically on the twin flames. I'm doing a lot of twin flame readings. Most of my readings are twin flames. I do try and just, upload general readings for the zodiac signs, but my focus at the moment is for the twin flames. That's what I'm being called to, and I'm very, very busy with my coaching, with my readings. So I don't always have time, to make these videos. Also, I don't just sit in front of the camera and throw out readings, reading cards. As I said, I channel. I'm a medium. So it is a very intense process. I meditate before I start all of my readings. I tap into your energy. And I create a channel between myself and my subscribers. So I am doing a remote healing for you as well whilst I am doing your reading. Whilst you are watching this, you are receiving remote healing in the areas of love, your relationship with yourself. Everything about your life experience is in fact a romantic relationship. But, romance is misunderstood to the thinking mind. And we forget that we are just pure love. And that is what we are here to experience in the 3D. So I channel. I create a remote channel between my subscribers and myself for healing whilst I do these readings. And I'm specifically focusing on the twin flames. I don't have the energy to just sit here and throw out readings, because then there's not a lot of power behind it. There's not a lot of energy behind it. That's a very light, wishy-washy thing. That's not what I do. So I'm not like the other readers that do a whole lot of readings, upload a whole lot, a lot of stuff every day for entertainment. That's not how I work. I check my energy. I check with my guides. My guides will say, right, we want you to send out a message. So I work very differently. Now, saying that, I just want to also bring your attention or your awareness to the fact that if you are not on a twin flame journey, then this message probably won't make much sense to you. Allow yourself, there's a lot of information on the internet about these things, and a lot of people are catching on to it, and everybody thinks they're they have a twin flame. But the reason why it's called a twin flame journey is because it is a true spiritual awakening. It is a spiritual journey. It's not a journey for you towards a relationship. It's not a relationship. Twin flames are one soul. You don't have a relationship. A relationship is between two different entities. In the 3D, yes, you different entities, but the truth is you are not different. You have one soul. So it is about being. It's not about establishing, attaining, gaining, winning a relationship. It's not even about coming into union. That's just a term that we use because it makes sense to the thinking mind. Now, there's a difference between you, the real you, which is self, that's your soul. That is the part of you that is pure consciousness. That is the part of you that vibrates in pure love. There's a difference between you, the self, and I, the thinking mind, which is associated with your ego more, you know. It's also associated with the polarities and the dualities, right, wrong, yin, yang. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that there is deeper understanding, and that's what I'm saying. If you are not going through a spiritual awakening, a lot of what I'm saying won't make sense to you. Your twin flame journey is about a spiritual awakening and understanding that being in union with your twin flame is being in union with self, which is just being. So it's a spiritual awakening. If you're not going through a spiritual awakening, then you're probably not a twin flame. It might be a soulmate, but I think a lot of people get this wrong. And I'm channeling specifically for those of you on a twin flame journey. If you've gone through the initial activation and then finding yourself just being completely drawn in because the energy is so addictive. And then the person begins to do this thing where they run from you, you know. It's what we call the runner-chaser dynamic. And there's more to that too. It's just sort of these terms that have been created so that the thinking mind can make sense of things, okay? So that we can have a bit of a label to put to it. But your soul doesn't need to label anything. So if you've not experienced that when your person just started running from you, blocked you, whatever, ghosted you, that you found yourself diving into immense pain, crazy obsessive thoughts, dark night of the soul stuff, coming to realize that your soul is aching. It's a different experience, people. And a lot of people, if you're there, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're not sure if this is your twin flame that you are wanting to get a reading about here, then do yourself a favor, you know. There's a really, really good twin flame coach. And I mean, I've watched thousands of these videos because that's what we do when we initially go into what we call separation, which is also an illusion. There's no real separation. You begin your dark night of the soul and you are in such horrendous pain. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't cope, you can't function, and you don't know who the hell you are because it's unlike you. You search. That's what you do. And that's why there's nothing wrong with watching tarot. There's nothing wrong with watching channelings. There's nothing wrong with watching what's happening in the energy. But what I am sharing with you is what is happening in the energy, which is still part of your metaphysical, okay, which is more in how the mind interprets what's happening with your energy, which is not your soul. Your soul is never changing. Energy changes because that's part of your alternate reality. It's part of your ego, really. So ego's not bad. It's just a different thing. And it helps give, we can use it, what's happening in the metaphysical, as understanding it's a translation of the energy. But it's not what is real when it comes to you and your twin flame, because you are one soul and the soul just is. It doesn't change. It hasn't changed from the beginning of time and it won't change ever. It's eternal. It's infinite. Okay, so do yourselves a favor. Go and check out this amazing twin flame coach. Really the best that I've come across. Makes so much sense and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. And it'll help you so much in your journey because it'll get you out of this initial phase of obsessing, because it's important. It's where we find a lot of our truths. We get a lot of information and we gain understanding, but you're not supposed to stay here for long, because it's about a journey it's about your soul journey. It's about going within. So constantly focusing on what the other person's doing keeps pushing them away. So I don't really want you to be here for, and people who have been here, you know what I'm talking about here when I say this, for years, it's probably not a twin flame journey, because because a spiritual awakening, that you don't stay stuck for years when you're going through a spiritual awakening. You progress, you evolve, you expand consciously. It's painful, yes, but it's breakthrough. It's going deeper. It's settling into your soul self. It's finding that bliss. It's finding nirvana. You know, if you are not familiar with what a spiritual awakening is, who you are at a conscious level, what self is. Many people have read The Power of Now. Maybe go and read it again. Read the Celestine Prophecy. But go and check out this twin flame coach. His name is New World All Star. He's on YouTube. He's got a playlist, amazing content, makes absolute sense, and it's so helpful, because you know what? The sooner we get out of the myth and the obsessions and the bubblegum of what this is, the sooner you are able to progress through your spiritual awakening and come into union with your flame, which is not really union, and he'll explain why, because I'm doing a reading here, I'm not doing a coaching session. But that's really, it's great free content, so go and do that. Or if you're not certain and you want to contact me for a coaching session and for a reading, you can do that too. Be specific. My email is in the description box below. Say, reading about my twin flame, want confirmation, can I get a coaching session, and I will customize a session / reading for you to establish that. Okay, so Aquarius, I just feel the need to say that, because the more that I'm doing these with some of the comments and with I'm just becoming more and more aware with what's happening. You know, this is such an important time for us, and it is about an awakening. It's about more than a relationship. It's not about a relationship. It's a spiritual awakening, and it's so important for the collective and for what we're experiencing at the moment with the age of Aquarius and everything that we're going through, to give ourselves the best possible and to support one another. And that is what it is that I'm wanting to do, and what many other spiritual healers, light workers are wanting to do. So we're going to be doing this love reading the same way that we did last month. I'm going to look at what's happening with your person's energy and yours. So we're looking at the divine masculine, which has really got nothing to do with sex, as I've said before. It's got nothing to do with your gender. It is the energy that you embody in your dynamic. So you are two polarities, two different energies, same soul, two minds, two bodies. So you have a positive polarity, that's the feminine, divine feminine, and the negative polarity, that's the divine masculine. But a man can be the positive polarity. And if you are here, if you've been looking for any twin flame information to try and figure out what the hell is going on, then you are probably there's not probably, you are. If you're the person searching, because you're going through a spiritual awakening, you are the divine feminine, you are the positive polarity. So we are looking at what's happening in the 5D, okay? And we'll pick up on what's happening in the 3D, and I will obviously explain to you what's going on there too. So I'm going to start off with what took place, what's happened, what is happening just in the 3D, in this reality, okay? For your divine masculine and you. So you'll know if this is, in fact, your message. And then we're going to look at what is taking place with your energies. Now, I'm reading the divine masculine's energy so that you can know what's going on. But please know, it's actually one journey. Two bodies, two minds, one journey. So I'm reading for you as a twin flame, which is you and your person, okay? But I'm going to try and, obviously, I always try and paint a really clear picture. And as I said, I'm channeling from the time I begin until the time I finish. I'm channeling everything that I've said to you from the time I've started recording is part of me channeling. It's part of your message. It's what you are meant to hear today, beloved. This is to serve and not to hinder. As I said, there is a channel, an open channel for remote healing and breakthrough on a soul level, you know, just to bring through what is already existent in your soul into your experience on an energy level, in love, understanding yourself, relationship with yourself in the 5D level, because the soul is not 5D, the soul is infinite. So that's why I said there's a lot of misconception, and we need to share this with one another because it really makes our journey so much easier. It helps, and we're doing this together. We're all in this together. I always ask that you take a few deep breaths, settle into your intuition. Ask your guides and keepers to guide you through this reading, to help you to know and recognize if it is yours or not, what is meant for you to hear and what is not. Okay, and to give you the ability to grasp, to accept the messages that are meant for you, which you are not likely inclined to accept, but which will serve your highest good. Okay, trust your intuition. Trust your guides and keepers. The archangels in the north, south, east, and west have their sacred flame burning. As I said, I'm a direct channel. I don't sugarcoat. It is what it is. Okay, let's see what's happening. So, divine masculine. Sure. Divine masculine has gone through a period of being defensive, experiencing an exchange of harsh words in their lives, in their reality with the people around them, feeling that that they are misunderstood, really experiencing, being sensitive about what they are experiencing and feeling that they are not always understood. Some harsh things have been said to them, and they didn't quite like it. But what has happened as a result is that the cloud that has been hovering over them for the longest time, that has made their vision foggy, has lifted. This is what was so important for them to come into what they are now experiencing as a bit of sunshine on their face. It made them realize that they really, really wanted, that they are in fact on some sort of journey, and where they'd like to be is going to take a lot of work. This divine masculine has the belief system that, and many people do, that it's got to be difficult because that's the only way that they're going to know it's worth it. So they've really taken the long way with this. And you as divine feminine will know exactly what I'm talking about, because you know, Spirit says, and you saw it right from the beginning, that things could be simpler. You wanted to give them that. And this is what was the most frustrating thing for you, is the more you were trying to show them that it could be easier, the more you were trying to express that to them, the more they were working against themselves. But here's the thing, beloved, for those of you on a twin flame journey, this is how it works. You know, we have in our minds, we see a relationship as two people getting on the same page. But when you realize that this is a soul journey, you are one soul, there is no getting on the same page, because you just are. However, in the physical reality, you are two different polarities. So what you are able to experience deeply on a soul level and recognize, because you are constantly awakening, your intuition is so sharp. You see things through your third eye, which is the eye of the soul, and you don't really focus as much through the physical eyes, which is your thinking mind. Your thinking mind interprets your reality. They do it differently. They just find themselves, and this is what happened with you guys. They were just drawn to you. You could, they might not have expressed anything really, other than they blurt out things that would let you know that they see this whole life with you. And it would just be so unlike them, where they would just blurt out these things that express that they see this future with you, or that they think you're amazing, or you'd see it in their eyes. You'd pick it up in their energy. But it's not something that they were able to interpret, not the way you are, because you are two different polarities, and they are not going to see and understand what this is in the way that you do. They just feel inclined to, drawn to, because it's an energy thing. They know it's deep, they know it's special, but they can't explain it. And many of your DMs have said this. It's a lot. I don't know. I don't know how, what is this, you know? And you there waiting for them to realize what this is, to get onto the same page with you, because you are looking at it from a thinking, from your mind's perspective, from your ego's perspective, that it's two people, two different entities that need to get onto the same page. And that's not how it works. For them, it's just going to be this automatic click, because they're also awakening, but they're doing it in a different way. Your DM has started off by deciding, because based on old paradigms, based on what they know, based on what life is and always has been, when something's really worth it, and when something's there and you feel like you're so far apart, you're on the other side, your person's over there, and you're two different people from two different worlds, but you feel like you're the same person. Crazy. So they don't know what to make of it. Automatically, their ego tells them this is going to take a lot of work. Whenever they've really wanted something in life, they've often had to accept that they can't have it. So that is the thinking. Or they have to really, really sacrifice and work, and it's going to take a really long time. But what automatically happens, because of your spiritual awakening and the work that you are doing and going deeper into yourself, beloved, is that they think they're climbing this giant mountain, and they're setting the intention to go through so much hardship and to only get there when they're old and gray. And all of a sudden they open their eyes and they're at the top of the mountain, and they don't know how they got there. That's what it is. Because what's happened here is I can see that they remember that the basis of this connection and what they perceive to be the relationship with you is trust, honesty, loyalty, true friendship. Which means that somehow they've come back round. And that is because of the energy work that you have been doing. Now, what's happened with you is you've been doing a lot of cutting out. But the kind of cutting out that you've been doing is on the inside. When I say that, I'm not talking about on a soul level, because the soul just is, it's perfect. I'm talking on a metaphysical level. Energy, cellular memory, what the ego paradigms, you know. And you hear these terms, but you really need to go and educate yourself about what they are. Because if you try and just make sense of them here, your mind's gonna take you on a different trail, because your mind only knows what it knows is what you've put there, and it's what it's experienced here in this 3D reality, which is polarity. But what your soul knows is ancient wisdom. Remember, guys, this is a soul journey. What you've been doing on a soul level is a lot of coming into alignment with who you really are. You find yourself just doing that automatically and feeling like everything is perfect and going to be okay, and having this deep understanding that you cannot explain or describe. And what then happens as a result is your energy begins to shift. There's certain things that you have carried around for years that you've been cutting out and releasing and not giving so much importance to. What's happened is that automatically people in your life that have been associated with those old paradigms and old energies have fallen away. So there has been a lot of cutting out. Now in the last twin flame reading, I think it was, I had a similar dynamic here. And this is showing up again. There is a female that has her eye on you. So when I say a female, because this could be different for everybody, but Spirit is saying it's a female. Whether you're in a same-sex twin flame, whether you're same sex, whether you and your twin flame are same sex or opposite sex, it doesn't matter. There is a female that is really, really, she's how she comes across to me in energy is she's superficial. How she looks matters. She likes to draw attention. She makes sure that it's all about drawing that attention to ego. A lot of oozing of sex appeal. This is somebody that is mischievous, and she comes across as a temptress. She's going to tempt, flirt, seduce, because she already sees in the person what she can get from them. So this is somebody that is obviously very wounded, because that's how people, and very shallow. That's how people behave when they are in that energy. Now, we're not born shallow, wounded, light, dark, we just are, right? We've all sort of been here at one point in our lives. So I'm not saying this from a place of judgment, that it just is where the energy is. She's watching you for some reason. Her eye is not on your person. I feel like this is somebody that your DM knows, and you don't realize that you've become her obsession for some reason. The stars have aligned for you, which is just really me saying that you've come more into alignment with yourself, your soul self, your true self. And because of this, your energy vibration is elevated so much that you are really using the law of attraction to your benefit. Everything that is good, that you've always been deserving of, that you felt and wondered, why am I struggling to obtain this? Why am I not getting there? What is wrong? Is suddenly flowing into your life, because you have gone through a spiritual awakening. And with every eclipse and with every full moon, you've just elevated. It's amazing. So it doesn't really matter who's obsessing over you, who's watching you, and whether it's from a positive or negative place, because it has no effect on you. It's just what is happening in the 3D. And Spirit shows me that your communication with Source, which is your true inner voice, yourself, because you are a part of Source. You are connected. You and your twin flame are one soul, and both of you, the two of you, which is in this 5D and 3D reality here, is actually one on a soul level, are both in communication and able to hear the promptings of spirit in different ways, but it is equally beneficial. Now, let's take a look at what is happening for Aquarius, their DM. What is happening for Aquarius and their person in love in July? It's looking good to me, but let's see what's happening. Thank you, Spirit. Archangels, as I said, in the north, south, east, west, their sacred flames are burning. Giving thanks to spirits of air, fire, water, and earth. Giving thanks to my guides and keepers for helping me to do what I do. Okay. So much love here. So much love. We are love. Okay. Let's see. Spirit wants me to shuffle some more. So Spirit says that if you allow yourself to spend time with self in meditation, and if you allow yourself to slow down, to go more inward than to search outside of yourself, you will have moments where you hear exactly what Spirit is wanting to say to you now and to remind you of. And Spirit says some of you have heard this, and so this is just a reminder. The space between you and your flame is not really any space, because on a soul level you are one, but we are talking about the space in the 5D and the 3D. It is infinitely and gradually expanding in what you may perceive to be a clockwise direction. Why? Because energy goes out, comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out, comes in. Okay? As you expand, that energy of expansion goes out from you towards your person. You are one. You are not separate. You are not apart. Trust your instincts, Spirit says. Trust your instincts. Now, your instinct is not your soul. So your instincts is only as pure as your connection to the part of you that is source. Where is your focus? Okay? Trust that. Trust that. Align with your soul self. Do the soul work. It's a spiritual journey. Your instincts will then direct you accordingly from that pure positive place. Trust it, Spirit says, because your person, your DM, is being directed. Their guidance is their instincts, which is in essence tied to where you are on a soul level, because you are one soul, which is what I've explained. Trust it. If you know that you are aligned with your true self, and you are constantly on a daily basis making it your priority to do your meditations, not because you are expecting an outcome, just for the sake of being, doing your meditations, slowing down, not identifying so much with your ego self, which is your thinking self, but being instead being and knowing that you are the watcher. You are watching your thoughts. You are observing yourself. But the truth is what you know on a soul level. So not everything that we think should be trusted, and not all our emotions are absolute truths. Sometimes when you experience an emotion, not sometimes, always, your emotions are indicators of whether you're aligned to source or not. It's as simple as that. For those of you who haven't watched Abraham Hicks, go and do yourself a favor. Watch them. There's all this amazing content on YouTube for free. It's so easy for us now, you know. It's not like centuries ago where access to knowledge and wisdom and information was like pulling teeth. Worse than pulling teeth, selling a kidney. Okay, Spirit says that the DM is searching for understanding. And you are searching to understand what is happening with the DM. So you see how you are doing the same thing. They are searching for understanding, and you are also searching for understanding, because you forget that that understanding is on a ego level. It's in the mind. Knowing is on a soul level. So when you settle, when you go and do the work where it matters, which is on a soul level, because you are one soul, and you make it about your soul, not about the other person, then the search for understanding dissolves, because there is knowing that emerges. Justice has come into this dynamic. Balance has come into this dynamic. There is an automatic cutting away and removing with absolute clarity here, because there is knowing that arises. Aquarius, this collective, my collective that is being guided here, oh my goodness, you are so incredible. You are powerful, you are beautiful, you are love, and you know who you are. You have done what is necessary in obtaining the knowledge and the wisdom that your journey is simply about being. And that's what you've been doing. You've been being. You've been working towards being more and thinking less and obsessing less and just being in the love and the knowing that all is well and that everything is always lining up perfectly and just is perfect. There is no getting to perfection. It just is perfect. That is why the Justice card is here. And the Emperor, who initially wanted to, now remember I said I'm reading your DM's energy, but I'm reading both of you, right? Because that's why there's this mirroring that happens in this in the 3D, because it's you doing that same thing in a different way, and you just see it more in them and in their actions, right? This Emperor that has wanted to, for the longest time, control things, feel the need to control things and understand things and not let go of certain things that they've really been rooted in, no longer feels the need to do that. There's been a lot of juggling, a lot of balancing external energies, trying to balance what's happening outside, trying to doing exactly what initially kept you a little bit stuck, because this is not about what's happening outside of you, and it's not about what other people are doing is really not your business. But there is a tendency to try and establish harmony outside of ourselves, because we do believe that this is our reality, until we go through a spiritual awakening and realize, no, what they do is not my business. My energy is my business, and my reality in the 3D starts to mirror that. So that's moved out of the way. That's why I'm saying there's an incredible awakening that I'm seeing that has taken place. Now, I see that there is going to be an opportunity, and as I said, this is inspired action, for your person to come towards you and show you emotion. Now, in a twin flame dynamic, it's probably not going to be this big declaration, I love you and I've always known you, my twin flame, and you are the best thing that's ever happened to me, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a knowing, it's an energy thing. Where this person you just know it because they're oozing everything that they cannot yet say because it's just different. And what is going to happen is there's still the initial ego conflict that takes place inside, and fear, and has things changed, or are they just really still the same? And that's what the mind is going to want to do. But I'm seeing that what's going to happen is, for many of you who have been doing your work and going within, if you just continue to do that, it won't matter because you'll know what you know. And the ego stuff won't be a factor anymore. The beautiful thing is that you have been balancing what we call karma, which is, as I've explained in previous videos, just really a shift in your perspective. There is nothing that you have to go and fix or make right, except that you need to shift what you give power to in your life, whether it's your thinking mind and your 3D perspective, this 3D, this ego perspective, or whether it is your soul self. When you look at things, when you look upon various situations from the part of you that is real, that is source, that is soul, that is love, you see it very different. And you automatically bring about what I would call healing in that area. And that's what you've been doing. Your person's definitely ready to start moving towards you. And both of you know in your energy, you are looking forward to this reunion in the 3D. And the final outcome, 10 of Pentacles, guys. Can't make this shit up. This is a beautiful, beautiful reading, Aquarius. I am so excited because the energies are definitely shifting for our 20 twins out there. 10 of Pentacles. Stability, true stability, not stability that you seek outside of yourself and outside of what your dynamic is. Is this person doing this? Is this person doing that? Are they actually doing this? We are being pure positive love, pure positive energy, and the world, everything just falls into place around us. That is true stability. That is what the outcome is going to be here. Commitment, solid, stable union, money in the bank, law of attraction on point. You guys are going to have this. You have this. You're already there. This is what you guys are manifesting, this flow of absolute abundance and bliss. Follow your bliss, guys. That is what it is to be in your soul, aligned with your soul self, to live your life from soul, from spirit. Beautiful. Aquarius, this is your reading. Absolutely amazing. For those of you who would like to contact me for a spiritual reading or find out about my coaching, spiritual life coaching, you're welcome to contact me. My email is in the description box below. I've given you Spirit knows what you need to hear. I trust that you were able to embrace it with so much love, because there is so much love for you. You are incredible, you are beautiful, and you just are enough. Love and light to you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye now.